Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the Chancellor's procession.
Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago.
Good morning. Please be seated. Vice Chancellor, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, Pro Vice Chancellor and Campus Principal, Professor Rosemary Bell Antoine, other distinguished members of the Platform Party, Valedictorian Mr. Dante Gaines, faculty and staff of the UWI St. Augustine campus, specially invited guests, graduating class 2025, friends, family, well-wishers, members of the media, good morning. Good morning, graduates, and good morning to your families, your lecturers, your mentors, and all who have walked this journey with you. Today, we gather not merely to mark the end of an academic chapter, but to celebrate the beginning of a new Caribbean story. one that you, the graduates of 2025, are uniquely positioned to assist in crafting. You did not arrive here by accident. You arrived through sacrifice, through resilience, through nights of study and days of doubt, through balancing, in some cases, work and school, family and ambition, hardship and hope. You arrived through hurricanes, both literal and metaphorical. You arrived through the pandemic's lingering shadows, through economic uncertainty, through the quiet battles that no one saw, but you endured nevertheless. Take two examples of this resilience. Destiny Freeman, Rashard Ali. Balancing full-time work and part-time studies, Destiny became the first in her family to pursue higher education. Her determination and faith laid the foundation for a legacy of ambition and achievement within her family. Rashid Ali, growing up in a remote fishing village, Rashid overcame financial hardship, caregiving responsibilities, and a late ADHD diagnosis to pursue his dream of becoming a doctor. His journey is one of sacrifice, family devotion, and a deep desire to give back and inspire others in his community. Class of 2025, you have not only completed your course of study, you have also grown intellectually, emotionally, socially. You represent the best of our region. And your growth does not stop here. Your journey continues not just academically, but as leaders in your communities and as guardians of our shared future. You are graduating into a global environment increasingly shaped by national self-interest, where the idea of a shared responsibility for the prosperity of mankind is fading, where the preservation of our way of life for all is no longer guaranteed, where climate change, inequality, and conflict threaten the very fabric of our collective futures. And yet here you are, standing tall, ready. As graduates of the University of the West Indies, you stand on a solid foundation. You have been equipped with knowledge, perspective, and the ability to think critically. In addition, you have inherited the legacy of decades of Caribbean leadership in many important global areas. In climate justice, where small island states have led the global call for action and accountability, where from Barbados to Bahamas, our leaders are demanding justice, climate justice, not just for ourselves, but for vulnerable nations everywhere. In social equity, where Caribbean thinkers, artists, and activists continue to challenge inequality, colonial legacies, and systemic bias, where our voices shape the conversation on reparation, demanding equity and human dignity. In sports, where our athletes have shown the world that excellence knows no borders and what heart and discipline can achieve, where for decades our cricketers dominated world pitches with their skills and professionalism. And yet, this level of leadership and more are required now. In this still evolving new environment, you are not just graduates, you are builders, you are architects, you are the designers of a Caribbean that refuses to be defined by size, by limitation, or by the outdated assumptions of others. You are part of the generation that must reset the agenda. You must chart a path to a more enlightened future, one that values cooperation over competition, one that sees diversity not as a challenge but as a strength, one that understands that the Caribbean voice is not a whisper, it is a force. In this emerging environment, you are not just graduates, you are architects of Caribbean possibility. Class of 2025, you are the generation that understands that knowledge is borderless, that technology is a great equalizer, that size is no longer an insurmountable limiting factor, that a small island can produce world-class innovation, that a village in Antigua, a district in Jamaica, a parish in Barbados, a town in Trinidad can be the birthplace of global solutions. You are the generation that knows that excellence is not imported, it is cultivated, it is homegrown, it is Caribbean. And so today, I invite you to see yourselves not just as graduates of a university, our university, but as stewards of our region, as custodians of a rich legacy, as the ones who will shape the economies, the institutions, and the values of a Caribbean that is ready to rise. Let us be clear. The Caribbean has long been underestimated. We have been told we are too small to matter, too fragmented to lead, too dependent to thrive. But you know better. You know that our size is not a weakness, it is our strength. It allows us to be agile, to be bold, to be united in purpose. You know that our diversity is not a barrier, it is a treasure. It gives us perspective, creativity, and resilience. You know that our history is not a weight, it is a foundation. It reminds us of what we have overcome and what we are capable of. So let us respond by being an example that others can scarce ignore. Let us build systems that work. Let us foster cultures of integrity, innovation, and inclusion. Let us show the world what Caribbean excellence truly looks like. And even then, the future will not be given to us. It must be claimed. So class of 2025, go claim it. Claim it with your ideas, with your startups, with your research, with your art, with your activism, with your leadership in boardrooms, in classrooms, in parliaments, and in communities. Claim it by refusing to accept mediocrity, by demanding transparency, by building institutions that serve the people, not just the powerful. Claim it by embracing technology, not as a tool of consumption, but as a platform for creation. Use it to solve problems, to connect markets, to educate minds, to amplify Caribbean voices across the globe. Claim it by investing in knowledge, not just degrees, but wisdom, not just credentials, but character. Claim it by remembering that the Caribbean is not only a place, it is a promise of warmth, of brilliance, of possibility. Class of 2025, you are the guardians of that promise. You are the ones with the knowledge, creativity, and understanding to make a difference. The ones who can take our economies from extraction to innovation, from vulnerability to resilience, from imitation to leadership. You are the ones who can show that our region is not peripheral, but pivotal. You are the ones who can remind the world that when the Caribbean dreams, it dreams in color, in rhythm, in brilliance, in courage. And so as you step forward today, I ask you to carry three things with you. First, carry your story. Never forget where you came from, whether you grew up in a fishing village or a bustling city, whether you were raised by one parent or many, whether you face hardship or privilege. Your story matters. It is your compass, it is your power. Second, carry your responsibility. You're not just individuals, you're part of a collective, a Caribbean collective that needs your voice, your vision, your integrity. So lead with humility, serve with purpose, build with others. And third, carry your hope. The world will test you. It will challenge your ideals. It will tempt you to settle. But do not lose your hope. It is your fuel. It is your fire. It is the light that will guide you when the path is unclear. Graduates of 2025, you are ready. You're ready to build economies that are inclusive, sustainable, and bold. You're ready to challenge the status quo. You're ready to lead not just with intellect, but with heart. You're ready to show the world what the Caribbean can do. So I urge you, go forward, go proudly, go purposefully, and above all, never forget, you're UWI, you're Caribbean, you're unstoppable. Congratulations to the class of 2025. The future is yours to shape. Ladies and gentlemen, we are met today in order that we may mark by a formal ceremony the entry of certain of our members into the company of graduates and the academic achievement of others. As a university, we are an academic society of undergraduates, bachelors, masters, and doctors, and we follow the academic tradition in the pursuit of knowledge and the encouragement of learning, purposes which are laid down in the preamble to the Royal Charter, by which we have been granted the powers needful for the prosecution of our affairs. In pursuing these aims, our members advance from time to time to a higher standing in the academic community, and it is proper that as a body we should celebrate their achievement. It is marked by the granting of a degree or diploma or license or certificate, and we rejoice with our graduates on their achievements. Congratulations to the class of 2025. Good morning. We will now have a performance. Martina Chow Antoine is a graduate of the Musical Arts Program at the Department of Creative and Festival Arts and a national performing artist, as well as a licensed musician therapist. This morning she performs Rise Up. Giselle Murray accompanies her.
When you're broken down and tired, and it feels like it's a merry-go-round, and you can find the fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out and move mountains. We gon' walk it out and move mountains. And I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. And I'll rise up, high like the waves. I'll rise up, in spite of the ache. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, for you, for you. When the silence isn't quiet, and it feels like it's getting hard to breathe, and I know you feel like dying, but I promise we'll take the world to its feet and move mountains, bring it to its feet and move mountains. And I'll rise up, I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I'll do it 1,000 times again. For you, for you, Thank you.
Sir, the persons whose names will be called studied in the University of the West Indies, and having fulfilled the requirements of the University of the West Indies, beg leave to be presented to you and to the Senate of the University by the representative of the Faculty of Social Sciences as Bachelor of Science or Associate of Science or as holders of diplomas or certificates of the University of the West Indies. Sir, the Dean, Faculty of Social Sciences, Dr. Akola Lewis Cameron.
Sir, my colleagues and I ask you to receive as graduate members of our society these persons present who, having fulfilled the requirements of the university, have been admitted to the degree of Bachelor of Science or Associate of Science, or have been awarded diplomas or certificates of this university.
By the authority vested in me, I receive these persons whose names are about to be called as graduate members of our society and confer first degrees, associate degrees, diplomas, and certificates of this university.
Husna Abdul Fattah. Keela Abraham. Aliyah Aching. Chelsea Akong. Akeem Alexander. Tekoa Alexander. Takia Alexander. Sir, with first class honors, Adil Ali. Amina Ali. Ajwad Ali. Asisa Ali. Sir, with first class honors, Mikal Ali. Rebecca Ali. Safaya Ali. Tamara Ali. Sir, with first class honors, Shulisa Ali Mohammed. Anaya Andrews. Alison Antoine. Brandon Antoine. DeAndre Antoine. Sir, with first class honors, Amelia Arjun. Aruna Ashwani. Victoria Baburam. Davia Bechan. Kasim Bash. Safia Bash. With first class honors, Ruth Balkaran. Caitlin Baran. Roxanne Bartholomew. Sir, with first class honors, Janae Bartolo. Shelley Marie Bassi. Anila Bechu. Ashana Bidesi. Malcolm Bedu. Ariana Bihari. Cadella Bentham. Brittany Bim. Ravera Buwanram. Sir, with first class honors, Shania Bidesi. Shalini Burbal. Sir, with first class honors, Rian Bisnath. Chloe Bispath. Kadisha Bizram. Zia Kayla Blackman. Jonathan Blades. Avriella Blake. Camila Blake. Kayla Joy Blake. Sir, with first class honors, Rayanne Bob. Rayana Budan. Sophie Budram. Shania Bowen. Anthony Bola. Sir, with first class honors, Celeste Brandon John. Matthew Braffett. Hadassah Brewster. Sophia Brewster. Sophia Brewster. With first class honors, Andrea Bridgelal. Nika Bridgelad. With first class honors, LaShawn Burke. Jaheim Burns. Makira Butcher. Elise Byron. Sir, with first class honors, Nicole Carter. Johan Castillo. Aisha Castle Cropper. Jeremy Chapman. Tyron Charles. Karis Chase. Hafsa Choate. Cheyenne Chongling. Sherian Christo. Madeline Cipriani, Ashaki Clark. Sir, with first class honors, Michael Clark. With first class honors, Gabriella Kublal Singh. Adele Copeland. Kimberly Daisley. Varika Dalipram. Juliet DeLeon. Brandon Deming. Kina Dinoon. Kristen Deu. Nirvana Dioki. Celine Danpat. Revan Danpat. Sir, with first class honors, Celine Dunda. Joel Dimsoy. With first class honors, Jadra Douglas. With first class honors, Natifa Durant. Sir, with first class honors, Marsha Durity. With first class honors, Jaziel Edwards. Kashawn Edwards. Lizelle Edwards. Maya Edwards. Zara Edwards. So, with first class honors, Carisha Farrell. Chelsea Felician. Mercala Felician. Amanda Fernandez. Brittany Ferreira. Ariel Findley. Sir, with first class honors, Kwanzaa Franklin. Rihanna Fraser. Sir, with first class honors, Isabella Fraser Wilson. Corel Furlong. Sir, with first class honors, Dante Gaines. Sheldon George. With first class honors, Alexia Gibson. Tashona Glasgow. With first class honors, Tamira Gobadan. With first class honors, Candice Goddard. Letitia Gomez. Orlando Gomez. Nicole Gonzalez. With first class honors, Trinity Gonzalez. Navita Gulab Singh. Sir, with first class honors, Stacy Gopal Semper. With first class honors, Amisha Gosain. With first class honors, Priya Gosain. Bridget Gopal. With first class honors, Nestor Gray. Josanne Green. Brianna Gunai. Tandy Hamilton. Shania Harris. Christine Haripasad. Marissa Hernandez. Gabriela Hernandez Applewhite. Kelly Holder. Kendra Hope. Sir, with first class honors, Aliyah Hossein. With first class honors, Cheyenne Hudson. Tyreek Huggins. Akeem Humphrey. Brianna Hussey. Javon Hutchinson. Casey Hudson. Akif Isaac. Amazing Isaac. Carissa Jabud Singh. Shania Jaglal. Sir, with first class honors, Faisa Jahur. With first class honors, Jewel James. With first class honors, Laura Janki. Emily Jatan. Brian Jawahir. Rina Jawahir. Chrisara Joaquim. Tiffany Joda. Zain Jordan. Aliyah John. Tashana John. Sir, with first class honors, Cheyenne Joseph. Kelsey Joseph. Kaya Joseph. Tyrese Joseph. Shanice Julian. Shelley Juman. Precious Keller. Yasir Khan. Kayla Marie LaRoche. Asisa Lakraj. Sayan Lala. Sir, with first class honors, Kershel Lara. Rachel Lachman. Ariana Lachu. Ricardo Lawrence. Sir, with first class honors, Dave Lazarus. Enrique Laplatte. Jean-Marc Lefi. Zephion Lee Harris. Nicholas Lieber. Sir, with first class honors, Elena Lewis. Nathan Lewis. Sade Lewis. Sir, with first class honors, Chelsea Lazama. Carlia Lazama. Carice Lindsay. Jordan Lochan. Ariel Lodi. Sir, with first class honors, Alexia Lurkur. Kyle Lutchman. Sir, with first class honors, Janika Lynch. Shian Lynch. Tashelle Lynch. Sir, for the Arthur Lockjack Global School of Business, Bachelor of Science in International and Sustainable Business. Zeke Alain. Nicola Cyrus. With first class honors, Samantha Forbes. Summer Gittins. Shakti Gosain. Christian Grandison. Danielle King. Musa Kothdiwala. Ashwini Lal. Caitlin Leopold. Lauren Mitchell. Elia Mohammed. Jael Philip. Tori Plaza. Sir, with first class honors, Anushka Raghunath. Ajay Rampasad. Joshua Rosario. Sir, with first class honors, Andrea Gail Santos. With first class honors, Sarah Singh. With first class honors, Tanika Taylor. With first class honors, Shane Valley. The Arthur Lockjack Global School of Business, Bachelor of Science in International Business, Rihanna Jaimangal. Jaheem Jessop. With first class honors, Sarah Lee Cassie. Faith Wong. Amali Celestin. Colleen Cesar. Akash Bagu. Shanice Hackett. Joelle Jones. Armelia Armstrong. Tabitha Bisun. Daniela Lakis. Sir, with first class honors, Jafari Chase. Dominique Devines. Henri Gordon. Jada Craig. Farzana Ahmad. Samara Hamlet. With first class honors, Rene Burasing. Tamika Estrado. Aaliyah Bernard. Andrew Bijaram. Akim Bihari. Diana Bajan. Agape Jalino. With first class honors, Selena Frederick. Brittany Bisamba. Samuel Conliffe. Rondell Arthur. Brittany Alexander. Imani Griffith. Sir, with first class honors, Rebecca Joseph. Jada Austin. Khalifa Irish. Kenel Duke. Suraya Karim. Dimitri Boudou. Portia Declou. Sierra Johnson. Camille Castillo. Cyan Fellman. Dominic Edwards. Karine Davis. Akila Brumont. Natalia Harilal. Shanice Jessup. Joshua Jagru. Ariel Burke. Briquel Gonzalez. Sir, for the Associate of Science in Business Management, Miracle Gill. Davico Lewis. For the Associate of Science in Social Work, Shakira Alexander. The Certificate in Public Administration, Neela Charles. Kiera Crosby. Navia Danraj. Savitri Dori. Vivekanan Hargobin. Adissa Holder. Ria Howard. Janelle Johnson Ragubar. Alicia Joseph. Perliana Lal Rampol. For this Certificate in Social Work, Renuka Ali. Certificate in Criminology, Camelia Gill. For the Associate of Science in Business Management, Destiny Antwine. And for the Associate of Science in Paralegal Studies, Alyssa Fahy. And for the Bachelor of Science, Diane Lara.
I now call on the class valedictorian, Mr. Dante Gaines, Bachelor of Science, International Relations Special, Economics Minor, with first-class honors to deliver the valedictory address.
Chancellor, Dr. the Most Honorable Doddridge Miller, Vice Chancellor, Professor Sir Hilary Beckles, Pro-Vice Chancellor and Campus Principal, Professor Rosemary Bell-Antoine, other distinguished members of the Platform Party, faculty and staff of the UE St. Augustine campus, specially invited guests, friends, family, and well-wishers, members of the media, and of course, the graduating class of 2025. Good morning. Every age produces its witnesses. Some endured the wounds of war, some the famine of fields, and others the dread of disease. Our generation faced a different trial, a world rebuilt from the ruins, rewired by technology, reshaped by inequality, and silenced by indifference. A silence that tried to make our Caribbean voices small and forgot that silence was first sung here, in these islands, in this sea, in us. Look at us now, not bowed, not broken, but blazing. We are the children of Calypso and code of Cain and courage, and the light rising from the west does not ask permission to shine. It commands the dawn. When I think of what it means to stand here today, I cannot untangle it from where my journey began. I was raised by my mother, aunts, and grandmother, a determined constellation of women who were witnesses to my becoming, and I, in turn, a witness to their sacrifice. My father passed when I was just a year old, but his absence became my compass, teaching me that the darkness of death is not the end of life, but the very proof that light exists. Sacrifice was never abstract in my story. It was strength, discipline, and faith. But I do not stand here as if my sacrifices are greater than yours. I am a voice among voices because every graduate in this hall carries a story etched in sacrifice. For some, life demanded jobs by day to make possible the classes by night. Others carried the weight of anxiety, depression, and expectation. And some of us fought in silence with battles too heavy, too personal, too deep to ever say aloud. So when I speak of sacrifice, I speak of ours, the collective cost of excellence. We are living proof that what was impossible, we made possible. We are witnesses of this struggle and torchbearers of its triumph. And it was those sacrifices that prepared us for UE. When we arrived, many of us expected another burden, but what we found was transformation. UE taught us that education is not just about mastering self, not just about mastering content, but both of those things. It showed us the sweetness of success and the frustration of failure, and it gave us the courage to fall asleep on our notes at 3 a.m. and still show up at 9. And somewhere along the way, we met our newest classmate. Last name, intelligence. First name, artificial. Always confident. Sometimes correct, but never quite ready for UE. Because you know what AI can do? It can rewrite, humanize, and submit a paper on the spot and still pass. And if it ever had to deal with the excuses we got from our group members, my laptop dead, my Wi-Fi cut. But I thought you were doing that part. It would shut down completely. You see, UE is rigorous. It is relentless. It is real. You can't automate perseverance or download discipline. You have to live it. Education, especially here at UE, is the ladder by which ordinary people climb into extraordinary purpose. From this very class will rise the economists to redesign systems, the sociologists to heal communities, psychologists to understand them, political scientists to rebuild nations, and teachers to light countless minds, ensuring that the power of education endures far beyond that of any machine. Because we do not just compute, we conquer. We rise and take light like the pelican, steadfast, strong, soaring, and unafraid to meet the sky. And remember, in rising, we were never alone. Around us stood witnesses of light, our lecturers, who became mentors and illuminated that path, classmates who reflected that light, and our families whose light never dimmed. To every witness who kept this light alive, thank you. As we edge towards the challenges of the 22nd century, hold on to that spirit of gratitude, for it is our humanity that will guide us through a world where wars may no longer be fought with weapons, but with AI. We are the generation called not to stand on the periphery and criticize, not to scroll and spectate, but to shape the systems before they shape us. We have to remind the world that intelligence, real intelligence, is rooted not in data, but empathy. And this year's theme reminds us well. Pelicans in an AI-driven future where tradition meets tomorrow. AI might process data, but we process doubt, duty, and destiny. And that is why this world, especially this region, will need UE graduates more than ever. This moment here, it's bigger than all of us. Written into the DNA of our institution through our motto, Oriens ex occidente lux, light rising from the west. From this place, brilliance was meant to rise and stand before the world, and today, that brilliance is us. We are the legacy of generations who, despite a history of oppression, still believed in the power of generations and education. We are the sons and daughters of dreamers whose hands tilled the soil and whose hearts prayed for a brighter tomorrow. And ladies and gentlemen, today we are that tomorrow, so that our sons and daughters and their sons and daughters will stand as the answered prayer, the living proof that even in darkness rises light. So let your confidence be so unshakable, grounded in faith, and anchored in courage, that when the questions come, do you feel the pressure, the weight of responsibility? Answer simply. Answer simply as acclaimed educator Felicia Rashad, who graced our shores and felt its spirit. Light is not heavy. Carry light, share light, fill the world with light until even infinity bows to its glow. So to my fellow graduates, as we go forth to redefine this world, may our wisdom be our shield, compassion our blade, and courage our guiding star. Because at UE, we don't just graduate, we rise. Rise, class of 2025. Rise as the light shining from the west. And when The world sees you coming. Let it see a generation ablaze, a fire no darkness can withstand, and a light no history can ignore. Thank you.
What? That's the best I've heard. Chancellor, I now call on Professor Durasamy Saravanakumar, Director, School for Graduate Studies and Research, to present to you members of our society for the award of high degrees and postgraduate diplomas.
So, I present to you these members of our society who, having fulfilled the requirements of this university, have been awarded postgraduate diplomas or have been admitted to master's degrees, and beg that you recognize their advancement in our society.
By the authority vested in me, I confer on these persons whose names are about to be called postgraduate diplomas and master's degrees of this university and recognize their advancement in our society.
So, from the Arthur Lockjack Global School of Business, for International Master of Business Administration with Healthcare Management Specialization, I present Florence Bettis Jeffrey. So, for International Master of Business Administration with Strategy and Competitiveness Specialization, I present Denise Waldrop. So, for International Master of Business Development and Innovation, I present Candice Rawlingson. So, for Master of Business Administration, I present Jasodra Budu with distinction. With merit, Shalan Christian. So, with distinction, Melissa Clark. With merit, Latoya Defoe. With merit, Janelle Dick. Tisha Ferguson Phillips. With merit, Kesha Garner. With merit, Annalisa Lynch. Shannon McKenzie. Timothy Morgan. With merit, Ganate Amlak Pascal. With merit, Harish Chandra Ramgopal. So, with distinction, Srinarayan Ramkumar Singh. Nadine Ramlogan. With merit, Eldria Rollins. With merit, Shivani Samaru. With merit, Payola Spring. With merit, Prudence Sweeney. With merit, Dishev Trotman. With With merit, Natasha Washington Gomes. With merit, Daniel Wright. So, for Master of Business Administration with Finance Specialization, I present Melissa Manan with distinction. With merit, Ishwari Ramsu. With merit, Crystal Singh. With merit, Fedor Weeks. So, for Master of Business Administration with Human Resources Specialization, I present Tamara Woflaherty. With merit, Asha Pesat. With merit, Dioraj Samaru. With merit, Justin Subero. So, for Master of Business Administration with Marketing Specialization, I present John Bailey. Rajiv Mangal. So, with distinction, Lisa Owen. With merit, Romal Sabnaik. So, for Master of Business Administration in Sustainable Energy Management, I present Carla Edwards with distinction. So, for Master of Business Intelligence and Data Analytics, I present Renal Griffith with distinction. So, with distinction, Amara Noel. So, for Master of Human Resource Management, I present Melissa Beckles with merit. With merit, Vinash Bahu. Rennie Duncan. Vanessa Gill. With merit, Alan Gittens. Tiffany Rampesat. With merit, Rashida Richards. So, for Master of Marketing Management, I present Kasi Elbon. With merit, Meera Kalu. With merit, Charlene Monswell. With merit, Althea Novell. So, for Master of Small and Medium Enterprise Management, I present Mishal Hossain Paramsuk with distinction. With merit, Ashton Isaac. With merit, Giselle Maraj. So, for Master in Financial Management, I present Laura Abdul Haq. Jafira Ali. Makada Charles. With merit, Monique Guy. Jadon Laura. Shavani Maharaj. With merit, Atiba Morris. Jendai Paris. Sir, with distinction, Shahzam Mohammed. Michael Jacobs. With merit, Isaiah Philip. Katrina Subasing. Ken Sambari. Ansela Kobe.
Sir, I now call on Professor Audrey Henry Lee, Pro Vice Chancellor, Graduate Studies and Research, and Chair of the Board for Graduate Studies and Research, to present to you members of our society for the award of Doctor of Business Administration.
Sir, I present to you these members of our society who, having fulfilled the requirements of this university, have been admitted to the degree of Doctor of Business Administration and beg that you recognize their advancement in our society.
By the authority vested in me, I confer on these persons whose names are about to be called the degree of Doctor of Business Administration and recognize their advancement in our society.
Salian Barrett Buffon. Steve Gill. Michael Noel. Kenneth Oliver. Beverly Kwagmina. Harish Ramratan. Marissa Singh.
I now call on the President of the UWI Alumni Association, Trinidad and Tobago Chapter, Ms. Arlene Hamplin Paul, to lead the graduates in reciting the Alumni Pledge.
Good morning. Good morning. Graduates, please stand. I will now lead you in reciting the Alumni Pledge, which can be found on page 92 of the booklet. Please repeat after me. As a graduate of the University of the West Indies, okay, so we'll start over. As a graduate of the University of the West Indies, I commit myself to uphold the ideals and goals of my alma mater. My conduct and voice shall reflect the commitment to excellence of the light rising from the West. As I fulfill my social and professional responsibilities and serve my community and region, I will strive to further cement the UWI's place as a Caribbean icon, the catalyst for Caribbean development and leadership. It is a legacy that I will proudly help build for future generations. The UWI, first in our hearts and first in our region. Thank you.
I invite everyone to stand as we join in singing the university song, which can be found on page 92 of the booklet.
From Caribbean islands, Guyana and Belize, was born our University of the West Indies, proud symbol of our oneness, our strength and unity. With vision clear, you came along to shape our destiny, to
Could the class of 2025 please remain standing as we prepare to capture a class photograph? Everyone else, please be seated. You have officially entered your UWI graduate era. And to commemorate this milestone, we invite you to take up your canisters as we prepare for a unique and symbolic gesture. To our friends and families in the stands, we invite you to get your cameras ready, as this will be a moment to remember. As we come to 3, we ask you to raise your canisters, turn to your families in the stands, and wave to them with all the excitement and pride that you feel in this moment. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. And with that, we conclude your graduation ceremony. Congratulations once again to the class of 2025. This brings to a close the public ceremony by which the University of the West Indies has signalized the award of degrees, diplomas, and certificates to its graduates. The company will now disperse. Please stand and allow the procession to leave. Thank you.